All right, welcome back to the channel. Is my accent thick enough? Anyway, welcome back to the channel, everybody. King Kamikaze here, bringing you a new video on the channel. Today, we are going to be reviewing Thor, Love and Thunder. So, I watched Thor, Love and Thunder last night. Went to the cinema. There were no good movies around. Shamshera was a flop. So we were like, you know what? Let's go for Marvel. You can never go wrong with Marvel, right? Sure, the movies are sometimes kind of pointless and they're basically for kids, but hey, everyone has fun watching a Marvel movie. So we did go and we watched Thor: Love and Thunder. This movie is bad, and you might have read it in the title. And I'm not gonna be super quirky or anything where I'm gonna be like, hold up, before you give dislikes, watch the full video. If you want to watch the full video, go ahead and watch it. My opinion isn't gonna change midway through. I'm not gonna show you a loophole explaining or justifying. The movie's straight up bad. That is exactly what the title of this video is. That is exactly what I am going to be talking about. It's a bad movie. But if you do want to watch till the end and you want to understand why it's a bad movie, sure, go ahead and keep watching. But Marvel is making shit movies. Who would have thought? You know what? Let's not start shitting on the movie eventually. Eventually. Let's not start shitting on the movie immediately. Let us talk about the good things about the movie. Right? Because then we have a lot of bad things about this movie. Come on, if I'm giving the title, I'm not gonna go light on it. Like, this movie was not a good movie. But what I do like about this movie is good old Christian Bale. And no, it's not because I have a super huge crush on him and I kind of want to be like him. He's literally me. Christian Bale actually does steal the show in every scene he's in. He is super creepy, extremely creepy. He looks really good. I love his design as Gore the Butcher. Every time he's on scene, he looks absolutely terrifying. Natalie Portman said she was terrified when he was on set, and I can imagine. He does have a presence around him, and him in that costume definitely would be scary to have around. He's not there in a lot of scenes, which we'll talk about, but every scene he is in, really fun watching him. I love how creepy they made him. I wish the movie kind of was more of a horror based, because my god, he could literally be the ghost of a horror movie and it would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, really, really good performance by him. Not great performance, like he's not doing the greatest acting you've ever seen in your life. He's obviously done way, way better. Like, this is probably the most sober Christian Bale performance I've seen. But whenever he is acting, it's great. Love the creepiness, fascinating to watch him on screen. And that's about the only good thing I could say about this movie. I have literally listed down a couple of points, and yeah, this is the only good thing about the movie. Fight me, I don't even care. Fight me in the comments. Tell me what else you found was good. I did like the running gag of the screaming goats though. Look, I know some of you are like, he's screaming goats. People find that funny. God, kids. Look, anything loud and funny, it's gonna get into me. It's gonna make me chuckle. I like the running gag of the screaming goats. I thought it was funny. I chuckled a few times. I'm not gonna act like I'm on a high ground and my humor is so advanced. Like, who's gonna laugh at loud stuff? I'm not that kind of person. So I did like the running goats gag. And the fact that I'm having to mention a running gag kind of shows how less there is to talk about this movie in a positive way. Let us talk about what was not good with this movie. Now, Marvel movies are like junk food movies, right? That's what I call them. And this is a term which is used before. I've read this before, obviously. It's not my own term. Junk food movies are basically, it's like junk food. You know it's bad for your health and you know it's not giving you any nutrition, but you do enjoy it while you're eating it. That's junk food movies. You are not watching a good movie at all if you really want to analyze it, but you're having fun while watching it. A great example is the Monsterverse movies. You know, Godzilla, King Kong. Like, sure, the movies have no plot and make zero sense, but you're having great time watching giant monsters fight each other, right? Marvel movies come under that category. This movie does not, because unlike most Marvel movies I usually watch, I don't watch a lot, I watch very rarely. This movie wasn't even fun. I was not having fun with this movie. I was bored with this movie. And this movie is only 2 hours long. So for me to get bored in 2 hours is kind of saying something, because I watch movies which are usually 3 hours long. Christian Bale was absolutely wasted. I cannot emphasize this enough. And I also won't emphasize this, how wasted of an actor. I can't believe they cast Christian Bale to play in an MCU role. Like, he didn't even want to play it. His children convinced him, apparently. Like, I can't believe they actually just decided, you know what? We're gonna give him only a handful of scenes in the entire movie, and then we're gonna call it a day. What? Do you not know who Christian Bale is? Ah, I really, really wish we got to see more of him. And it's not like he had to do, dumb shit where you're like, how can someone like Christian Bale act like this? Like, he actually did really good. The only problem is he did not get enough screen time, which is really sad considering he's the main villain. And forget even Christian Bale. Like, the villain didn't feel impactful at all. You are talking about Gore, the God Butcher. That's what he's called, I think. And you barely see him kill any gods. You see when he killed the first god, which looked absolutely basic as fuck, shitty CGI. And then you just see, like, they just show it on a screen like, oh shit, he's killing gods everywhere. Show me why we should fear him. Show me why he has the Necro Sword, and why is Zeus, why are all the gods scared of that? Like, what power does the Necro Sword have? You don't show me any of that. You just show me a weird Voldemort looking creature who has glowing eyes and looks creepy, and you're like, yep, that's why everyone is scared of him. Come on, movie, come on. And you, worst of all, you cast Christian Bale in that role. God fucking damn it. The movie was directed by Taika Waititi, who also directed Thor Ragnarok. He said it was as if a 10-year-old wrote the script and they just greenlit everything because they were having so much fun. It really shows in this movie, I would not be surprised if it is somehow leaked that an actual 10-year-old wrote the script for this movie. I would be like, yeah, that sounds about right. And here's the thing. Thor Love and Thunder is not a bad movie. It's a great movie for kids. I would not mind being a parent and taking my child to watch this movie. I would have a great time with my child, It's like, these are kids' movies. You're not supposed to take them seriously. Except I thought this was Marvel, and I have seen better from Marvel. So then it's like, I guess these movies really aren't that good unless you have 20, 30 characters in one movie. Talking about Avengers. But actually, there is a scene where Zeus flicks off Thor's clothes and he's basically naked in an entire arena. And it's played off as comedy, which is very funny, You're like, ha 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 ha. Double standard as usual, because let's be honest, I think you guys have heard about this, right? Like, it was a thing, because no one's gonna mention this, but if it was a woman in that place, and it was even implied that her clothes flew off, I don't think Marvel would be existing. I don't think they would have a franchise. I would think they would issue a 10-page apology and probably change their name to DC. So yeah, casual sexism, casual double standard, which I'm not gonna rant about that. Like, I know it's a big deal and all that. Like, it's just there in movies all the time. Even in India, we have movies where men's sexual assault is basically played off as comedy bits. And that's the same in this movie. Thor is naked for a good 5 minutes. His friends don't try to save him at all. They're like, oh, we can wait a little longer. It's just really disgusting, and I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be funny. I mean, I'm not gonna take the high ground and be like, oh, if I was a kid, I would just find that offensive. Like, if I was also like, I don't know, 10, 12, 11, I would also find that funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably laugh at it. It's not so funny when you watch it again as an adult. So yeah, I mean, that's just something which is there in this movie. I don't think people are going to talk about it at all. It's just played off as comedy, that's normal. And he's a muscular dude, he's not crying about it, so it's fine, men are men. The tone of this movie is supposed to be like comedy, romance, but it's just really bad. It's very inconsistent. You have Thor being like super, I don't know, like, what happened to Thor? I guess the problem is I never watched Thor Ragnarok, so I think Thor did become like that, because the only time I remember is watching Thor in the first Avengers and then in Infinity War and Endgame, and he was like this super serious dude who was kind of funny in Endgame, right? Like, I'm not very in tune with how Thor's character has progressed, but people are saying apparently this is how he was in Ragnarok, which I guess I'm gonna have to watch Ragnarok to see if that movie is as bad as this one. And yeah, Thor just feels like a joke. I mean, yeah, Thor really just feels like a joke. I wonder if that's comic accurate. I mean, all you nerds out there, you can tell me. I don't mean nerds in a bad way. I read comics too. Like, I'm not gonna act like I don't read comics. But I mostly read storylines related to Spider-Man, so that's different. Yeah, The CGI in this movie is not good. My god, Marvel, what a fall from grace. Marvel Marvel is supposed to have some of the best CGI we have ever seen in movies. And that's true. Marvel CGI was on par with Avatar CGI, maybe even better. I'm specifically talking about what Infinity War Endgame. No Way Home CGI was fine as well. I don't like it when it gets too much CGI, but then again, we have Avatar, which is literally a world made of CGI, I guess. But yeah, Marvel CGI used to be top notch, really, really good CGI, and this movie is just bad. Like, this movie has CGI which looks like it would be coming from the end of late 2000s, when CGI was finally becoming popular. There's like these weird flower girls at the start when God kills the first god, and they look just so bad. There's CGI, there's like a floating head scene where like someone's trying to communicate, and that CGI looks horrible. It just looks bad. Like the CGI in this movie, and I would normally not point this out. I would say the CGI is terrible, but I wouldn't emphasize on it because like if it's any other movie, I don't really care, right? But the fact that Marvel has such basic CGI is kind of disappointing. And isn't Thor supposed to be like a main character? Like, isn't he supposed to be one of the main characters, right? Original Avengers. Yeah, they just, I don't know. Did they not have enough budget? Was the screen time not enough? Like, I really don't know what they were doing with this movie. And speaking of being the main character, characters just don't matter in this movie. Like, you have Tessa Thompson playing Valkyrie. Yeah, that's her name. She doesn't really feel that important. You have Jane Foster, Natalie Portman coming back as Jane Foster after 8 years in the movie. And actually, the storyline was supposed to be adapted from the comics where she has breast cancer and she's dying and she becomes Mighty Thor. But she doesn't feel impactful in this movie for some reason. Like, she's just there. Essentially, it's a movie about how Thor is going through self-recovery. Gore the Butcher, played by Christian Bale. Like, you have such good actors in roles which just don't matter. Like, in the end, it's a movie about Thor. Even though they try to be like, oh, Natalie's back. But it just serves as like, it serves as a way for Thor to become happy with himself. Like, he gets his... I won't mention any spoilers. I'm not gonna say what actually happens in the movie. And yeah, the movie just feels flat. Like, this is a good movie for kids. What's funny is there were a few kids sitting beside me and even they didn't seem happy with the movie, which is, I guess, kids grow up fast, right? And yeah, Thor Love and Thunder, really, really bad. I did not like the movie at all. It was not even a fun experience, like going to the movie and all, and usually you leave out the movie like, yeah, that was good. We stayed for the post-credit scenes, absolutely meaningless. There was a mid-credit scene which introduced Hercules into the MCU. Wow, that's so exciting. Let's go. Anyway, movie was bad, right? I'm not going to say much about it. I'm not going to sit here and rant for 25 minutes about how Marvel is the worst franchise, because it would probably be longer than 25 minutes. But that was my review of Thor Love and Thunder. I can already hear you tapping away, appreciating me, because the people who disagreed with me probably didn't even make it till the end of the video. They just looked at the title and they were like, this guy's dead. But if you do disagree with me, be sure to comment and let me know why you disagree with some of my points, because I'm always open for suggestions. I like to see a different perspective as well. I'm not going to act like what I say is true. And my opinion can change eventually. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram @TimmayaPU. Link will be in description. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If I had to give this movie a rating, I would give it 2 out of 10, because I genuinely don't see anything else which could give this movie a higher rating. Anyway, that's my rating, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you all later. Bye.